Cool. Well, thank you guys for letting me come. My name's Tyler Martin. I'm actually from Rigby, born and raised. More kind of east of here, Clark area, on the way to Ryrie. But I love this place. Love Rigby so much. Really happy that Dave asked me to come and talk today. I'll tell you a little bit about myself as we get started. I heard that Dave didn't dress up when he did his, so I wanted to come and dress up because this is success, right? No, it's not. I used to think, yeah, I know you like the Metcons. I kind of used to think like, oh, when I get older, I want to make a lot of money and be kind of free. And so people that have done successful things, they dress up, right? And like that's what they do. They go to work, and I was totally wrong. Success to me right now in my life is spending the winter in joggers and t-shirts. And it feels really good. Waking up in the morning, making breakfast with my wife, going to the gym, working out a little bit, and then we just kind of create content for people in the world and just try to help. And to me, wait, don't close your eyes. Yeah. What kind? What's that website? Only fan? No. So my belief of success growing up was very different than it is now. Not that it means it was wrong, and I would imagine that everybody in here has a different idea of what success is, and that's okay because we're all different. We have different backgrounds, we have different goals. But today we're going to define success as, it's kind of long, but we're going to break it down, the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So that was a guy named Earl Nightingale many years ago. He defined it that way. So the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Now, saying it like that, we could take that into fitness here in the gym. We could take that into health. We could take it into our personal relationships, relationships with kids, anything. Like that can go out anywhere. So how you do anything is how you do everything. I really believe that if we work in one area of our life, it translates to other areas of our life. So one really cool thing about CrossFit is you guys can come in every day. You can give it 100% when you're here. And by doing that, you're learning to give it 100% in other areas of your life. So it takes a little bit of time, but how we do anything is how we do everything. So let's break this down. The progressive realization of a worthy ideal. One, it's the progressive realization. Success doesn't come immediately. It takes time. We have to progress through. Realization is just making it happen. And then a worthy ideal. What's a worthy ideal? What do you think? It's kind of old language. Like, we don't talk like that anymore.
Like an example of one, or like what?
Yeah, like it could be both. Yeah.
Just kind of like a value, like something that like you strive to be.
Yeah, something that you're striving to be, and saying worthy would be, that's going to be subjective, right? Like what's worthy to me might be different than to somebody else, but something that is worth value. So worthy comes from the word worth. So it's worth something to you. So I don't see, who's the big drug runner out of Colombia? El Chapo. I mean, I don't really see him as super successful. He had a lot of money, but he probably did. So to him, he was very, very successful. To us, I think we could probably gain our value in a little different way, but the successive realization of a worthy ideal. So let's break that into fitness really quick. So who has some fitness goals in here? I would hope everybody. If not, it's all good because we're at different places in life and we can work on it and get there. Do you mind sharing like one of your fitness goals?
I want to be able to do a pull-up.
To do a pull-up. That is a great, great goal. That's awesome. A couple others?
Handstand walks.
Handstand walks. That's awesome. Love that. One more. Yes. Because, yes. Yeah. We all need to PR all of our power lifts. I love it. Would you believe me if I said by getting a pull-up, you're going to be better at different areas of your life? Yeah, it's kind of cool. Like we don't think about it like that, but by focusing really hard on one area of our life, we're making those other areas better. Now, question, and you don't have to answer this, and I wrote these really small just so that I can see them. You guys don't need to see them. Who's written down those goals? Do you guys have those goals written?
Texting them to your coach.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. Yeah, that's perfect. I don't know the natural law that exists, but I know that it does. When you write something down, it happens faster. I don't know why. I don't know if it has something to do with subconscious, with something out in the universe, something spiritual. I don't know. And if I talk about spiritual today, that's very different depending on who you are, and that's fine. Like some people might believe in God, some people believe in the universe, some people believe in, but there is some sort of something that weaves everything together. So just whatever spiritual is to you, like you take that with whatever you feel. But I think there's something spiritual, something interlinked that when we write down a goal, it ends up happening. Now, I don't really like talking about myself much. Dave knows me. But my wife was like, you need to share some of this stuff. So I'm going to share some stuff with you guys. And it is, honestly, it was really powerful. I couldn't believe this the other day. We're remodeling our house, so we moved into a condo. And my wife brought this book or this tablet. And she's like, you need to read this. This is crazy. So the way that I've always done my goals, now I say always, I'm talking within like the last 14 years, I kind of journal, like, hey, how was my day? But I never talk about anything negative. This isn't the right way to do it, by the way. You can do it however you want. But I write down how my day was, the positive stuff, and then I intermingle it with how I want my life to be in the future. So if my posterity ever read this, they'd be like, this guy is weird. Like, right here, he says that he has a jet, but that he also sold a pair of shoes for $50. Like, it's not going to make any sense to him. But so she gets this book, or this tablet, and we start reading through it. And this was written in August of 2010. So that was my journal entry for the day. I said today was amazing. I woke up around 8, which that's success in and of itself, waking up at 8 o'clock, okay? Talked about making breakfast with my wife, and that her videography business is doing really well, and it's making over $2,000 a month. At the time, she had no videography business. I don't think we even had a camera, and I don't really know why I wrote it down. I knew that we had talked about it, and that would be kind of cool to have a videography business, and that it would make decent money. So 2010, it's 2022, so that was 12 years ago. She has a very successful videography business right now. That was 12 years ago, though, and I wrote it down like it was just, like it was happening. So we're going to continue through this a little bit more. We have an awesome digital SLR camera, so I don't know all the camera stuff, but I know we have something like that now. We sent a check to a charity benefit to help less fortunate children. A few years ago, for a couple of years in a row, we went to Haiti and helped out with some medical clinics. I was going to highlight these so I don't take too long. There's one here talking about going to Idaho Falls and filming a wedding for $750. That happens for her regularly now. I put in here, I'm loving that we earn $5,000 a month, loving that we own a very profitable fourplex. And we're going through this, and I'm like, okay, we make that. And so, like, I hope none of this is, like, oh, look at me. I'm not trying to do that. But it's crazy when you write something down and then you work towards it. So we have a fourplex now. We make that as income. Then down here I say, I'm totally enjoying getting my pilot's license. And then later on in here, it talks about waking up, having breakfast, exercising, and then going flying with my wife, Kira. And that's kind of a regular Saturday morning thing now. But none of that was like perfectly planned out. It's just that we wrote it down and then we got to work. There were a couple others. I love Mexico City. It's like one of my favorite places on earth. And in here I said, we're planning our yearly vacation to Mexico City. And I hadn't seen this in 12 years. And last year we went to Mexico City. It's just so interesting because I wrote it down and then kind of forgot about it. But it all happens. So I'm not going to say that everything that you write down is just going to come true. But what happens is we have our past experiences in life, whether they're positive, negative, whatever they are. Then we have our present, where we're at right now. And that kind of builds a trajectory. So here's the past. And now we're aware that we need to set goals. And so those goals are made. They're written down. And what it kind of does is it just shoots in a trajectory where we're going to be. So if your past and your goals don't really align with each other, and let's say that your goals are here or they're here, and we're trying to get to a certain place, it might shoot us off the trajectory a little bit, and that's okay because we all change. If success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal, that word worthy is really important. We need to always be developing ourselves to make sure that we are worthy of our goals as well, which is something that's so cool about CrossFit and having such a great coach. He knows what you're capable of, and then that can translate to you, and you can start to believe in yourself to make those things happen. Also realizing that because it's progressive, it's very tough to put a timeline on it. A pull-up is a great goal, but it can be kind of detrimental to us if we set a timeline and say within 2 weeks, I'm going to get that pull-up. We want to set those goals up to be realistic, but here's what's really cool. When you say to yourself, every day I'm getting better and better at pull-ups, doesn't mean that within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, you're going to have a pull-up. But what it does mean is that you're going to start to believe yourself. When you emphatically tell yourself, every day I'm getting better at pull-ups, you will. There's a disconnect between what's actually happening when we try our pull-up and what's going on in our mind, and we start to fill in those gaps. And that can be done with anything in our life. So when my wife and I got married, we had $400 between the both of us. We were living in my parents' basement, and I'm writing down, I own a jet. And my mind is probably like, what is going on here? You have to start filling in the gaps. You start telling yourself, I am healthy, I am happy, I have good relationships, I have a profitable business, I get along with people, and you're emphatically telling yourself that. You start to move in that direction. I was never taught any of that in school, though. I was taught like 2 + 2 is 4, and I need to go to my PE class and eat the food pyramid, and everything will be fine. This is all little stuff that we've just picked up over the last, 35 years of living. Because of how you do anything, and I'm going to kind of circle back to some of this. So how we do anything is how we do everything. By just working on those specific goals and mastering those, then you can start to expand that into other areas. And you really will find that you get better at a pull-up, and all of a sudden relationships in life get a little bit better. You get better at a pull-up, and then you're confident enough to go to your boss and ask for a raise, and you get that raise. It really does transfer. Something else that's really important that has just, it took me a little bit of time to realize, success for us is also greatly about helping others. I would feel if I was the best person in this gym, just like Dave level strength and Riker level gymnastics. Riker, the one who did the seminar last week. Like, you combined those two people, and I was that. But I didn't want to come in here and help anybody else reach that. Like, in my opinion, like, what a crappy place to be in life. Like, life really is about helping others. So a motto that my wife and I have always had, and it's a motto at our gym, is we rise by lifting others. So success is all about helping others. When you learn something, share it. If it works for you, share it. If you have the means to help someone in any way that is, whether that's financial or emotional or friendship, whatever it is, make that happen. And that is another, how you do anything is how you do everything. You begin to do that. Interestingly, we might be closer to getting a pull-up. It really all circles. It's all intertwined. I was talking to Dave a little bit about this. I don't know who in here reads the Bible. Doesn't matter if you do or not, but it's a historical document. In Genesis, it talks about the creation. And the other day I was reading it from the lens of a business owner. It's really interesting. So there's all this unorganized stuff. And as a human, we can just organize it. So that is success, when you're taking something that's unorganized and you're organizing it. So I'm kind of going off in a lot of different places. So you might be like, I'm not keeping up. I want you to just take a couple little nuggets from it. And like, that's your goal, is to take some nuggets, because I'm all over the place. So who has a perfectly organized life? No. If you do, though, like, please teach me, because it would be awesome. Yeah, you come up, I'm going to sit down. I want you guys to think about it from that standpoint. Nobody's life is organized, and everybody has their own things going on. Everybody has a different past. Everyone has a different present, and everyone has a different future. So success is going to look very individualized to you. And as long as we have that thought of how we do anything is how we do everything, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal, then we can start to take the unorganized that exists in our life and we can organize it. So going off the theme of what today should be, so mindset and success and how success transfers, knowing that the more unorganized life is right now, the quicker you can start to make progress in the direction that you want to. So a lot of times, we might look at someone and we're like, man, their life looks so put together. And it might from the outside, but look at your life, and if it's very unorganized, just organizing a couple little things can start to put us in a really good direction. And I'm going to skip here because success leaves clues. And that's something that I want you guys to think. Once you start to organize the unorganized things in your life, you're going to find that your success leaves clues here and there. So, and I don't mean to keep using your pull-up, but it's such a good example. So let's say you are working on that pull-up, and then one day you step on the scale and you're like, it's really interesting. I'm down 4 pounds, and that pull-up felt a little easier today. But your mind has been pull-up. Well, so the physical pull-up, and then what we're telling ourselves in our mind, that I'm really good at doing pull-ups, and every day I'm getting better and better at pull-ups. Since there's that physical to mental disconnect, you start to act in ways that bring that pull-up to you. It's not so much that you're working towards the pull-up as it is that your subconscious is actually fixing things in your life to make it to where that pull-up can happen. So we might lose a little bit of weight. We might get a little bit more conditioned. All of those things are happening because of a single goal, and it's really powerful. It's really cool. So success leaves clues. You know that you're becoming successful in a way because all of a sudden you've got a salad with a bunch of chicken on the plate instead of 4 crumble cookies, which happens. I love it. I love crumble cookies so much. Dave knows. Um, they're so good. I know. I don't know what it is. And then their marketing is on point because every Sunday Instagram is going to pop up because, I have the notification and it goes, we have all these new cookies this week. I'm like, okay, I'll be there tomorrow.
One of them sounds good. You have to go get it.
Yeah.
It's only there for a week.
Yeah, exactly. So a little secret there, though. It's not a secret. If you have a family of 5, you only get 4, and then you cut them into quarters. And then I only eat 3 quarters. It's like I'm leaving a quarter purposely. So that's a win. Okay.
Go balance.
Yes, balance, life hack. Yeah. Oh, you're so smart. Okay, later we'll chat about the secrets. So that actually brings us into the next point, though, which is really important, and that's consistency. We can have any goal out there. I could want to be the mix of Riker and Dave, but if I'm not being consistent in my training and my nutrition and really reaching for those goals, we're probably not going to find that success as quickly as we want, or if ever. So there are many different diets out there. There are many different plans to attain success. There's many different fitness programs. But when it comes right down to it, it really is consistency. Just a little saying to remember, compliance is the science. So if you can be compliant with your goals over a long period of time, that's really where it's going to come. And remembering too that, a crumble cookie, one cookie is not going to keep us from our PRing our power cleans. It's not going to keep us from getting that pull up. Now, a consistent cookie a day or a consistent box of 4, that might keep us, that will keep us away. Yes. Yeah. Yesterday I did try to outbike it, but I only got like 300 and something calories on the bike, and I was like, dang cookie, I think I was 100 calories up, and yeah, exactly. Yeah, and their calories lie, by the way. So if you go in and it says underneath it's like 110 calories, you're like, yeah. Per serving, and there's 10 servings? Yeah. Anyways, sorry. It's really, yeah, crumble. But how you do anything is how you do everything, right? Like there is a lot of power in having that willpower to say no or to cut it in half, or there's just some different strategies that we can do. And I know, other people have gone off on nutrition and everything in the seminar series. But starting to learn these little hacks that you can do for yourself are really important. So I went out to dinner with my wife last night, and I'm not like the beacon of, 6-pack and everything. I've got a long ways to go there, but I do try to make little changes here and there that are sustainable. So when the guy came out and he handed me my food, he's like, is there anything else I can get for you? I said, yeah, could I please get some ranch and a box? So I didn't even have, I hadn't eaten yet, but I took half of my plate and I put it in the box and I put it under the table just so that I was like tempering myself. You can do that kind of stuff with, anything else. You get a $1,000 paycheck and you go, okay, I'm going to take $100 of this and it's gone. That's gone. It's getting invested. I don't even know that it exists. Just different things. Kind of build your success secrets for yourself, whether that's financial, health, fitness, whatever it is. Maybe something in your mind in the gym is, on a Fran that it's 21, 15, 9. I'm going to work really hard. I'm going to get through the thrusters and the pull-ups. And once I've caught my breath, I'm going to go do one more pull-up. And that's in your mind, hey, I'm doing extra, I'm doing really good. So that's just something that you guys can kind of start to figure out and build on your own. I want to chat about affirmations. And this can get very out of the comfort zone for people because we're going to say things that aren't true yet. You're going to affirm to yourself that you are reaching a certain goal. So I can remember some of my first affirmations. And if you ever see me driving and I'm just like yelling in my truck, I don't really listen to music, so I'm probably doing affirmations. And it would seem so hokey. It would seem so weird if I'm, the window's down. I'm like, I am a great and successful businessman. I dress for success, which was one of my first ones. I didn't realize that I actually didn't care about dressing for success. I am extremely successful in everything that I do. I weigh 175 pounds and I'm 10% body fat. I'll never be 10% body fat. Okay, these were some of my first ones. And it seems so weird because, like, why would you do that? Well, all of a sudden, my subconscious is like, what are you talking about? Like, you don't weigh 175. But then when I go to Applebee's, and I'm like, oh, what's on the menu here? Okay, well, the burger looks good, but man, that steak looks very conducive to my goals. It works. You start to believe yourself. We lie to ourselves all the time. Like, I'm not good enough. I'm too big. I'm too short. I'm not a good enough parent. I'm this. We lie to ourselves all the time. So why not lie to yourself in a positive manner so that we start to believe ourselves and move in that direction? So affirmations. Part of your homework is to come up with 5 affirmations of where you want to be. We're not going to hook it to a timeline. We're not going to hook it to something very specific. So I weigh 175 pounds and 10% body fat, nothing like that. Make it, I am getting fitter and fitter every single day. And you start to tell yourself that. When you're alone, because it'll be weird if you're yelling this in your bedroom and your kids are out the door, in your car, I am getting fitter and fitter every day. And you try to feel it. Don't be like, I'm getting fitter and fitter every day. Oh my gosh, I'm not fit at all. I'm so not fit. No, like really try to feel it, believe it. And you'll start to believe it. Once you start to believe it, you're going to make those changes to make it happen. And this can be anywhere in your life. But what I would say is make one for fitness, make one for health, make one for relationships, and then you guys can decide on the other 2. But we need to be healthy. We're here at CrossFit, so we want to be fit, and we can never have enough good relationships. So fitness, health, relationships, you guys get to make up your other 2, and then you get to say those to yourself every single day in your car, out loud, with enthusiasm for 30 days, and just see what happens. I would imagine good things will happen. But you have to give it that time. Like, we can't change overnight, so give it some time. Another way to get really powerful with this is visualization. So before you go to bed, you get those power lifts in your mind, and you lay there, and you relax, and you make all of the conditions perfect. You've eaten well that day, you've put on your lifters, you walk up to the bar, it's the perfect temperature. You feel that bar. You're trying to make everything exactly how you'd want it. And you go down, you hit parallel, you go back up, and it was good. And coach yells, good lift. And everyone cheers. Comets stream across the sky. Stars flicker. No, just make it perfect. Because how often do we go, oh, that's heavy, I don't know if I can make that happen? Every day. We lie to ourselves every day. Why not lie in a positive way? Now, visualization is really powerful because in our mind doesn't know between reality and what we're creating. That's why a college student about to take a test can have a panic attack. They haven't taken the test, but they're telling themselves in their mind what's going to happen, and all of a sudden a panic attack happens. Or you remember back to something that has happened and your heart rate goes crazy. Or you're about to get a tooth done at the dentist and your blood pressure goes up the roof. We can't completely get reality and our mind away from each other. So in doing that, you're creating, and this goes back to, unorganized things in life and organizing them for success. You're visualizing that organization and you're creating it in your mind so that it can then translate into the outside world. Everything is created in our mind before it's created physically. So coming in, buying the gym and building the gym here, you built it in your mind how many times? You're still building it in your mind, and it won't be here unless it's organized in your mind first. It'd be even better if it was organized in your mind, written on paper, affirmed several times, and visualized. You can get through a lot of these issues and problems before we just set it out there and then go to town on it. Visualizing that pull-up every single night, just grabbing that bar, setting the shoulder blades back and down, pulling yourself up, just clearly seeing that chin get over the bar and feeling how good that's going to be. It starts to just set all of your life in motion to get there. Now, that's not to say there's not going to be ups and downs. Crumble exists whether we're thinking of if pull-ups are good or not. Our society is set around, hey, do you want to go to dinner? So there's things that are going to happen. There's going to be ups and downs. Sometimes you're going to go, why am I doing this hokey crap in my car where I'm yelling to myself that I'm good? Because we're going to not feel good. It's those times that you have to push through and lie to yourself a little bit more so that we start to believe ourselves. Going with affirmations and visualization, like I said in the beginning, I don't know what religions people are here. I don't care, and spirituality feels very different to everybody, but prayer is extremely powerful as well, depending on how you pray. Like, you can pray however you want. But if there is some sort of presence or power or energy universe that is kind of holding everything together, I'd really like it on my side. So a good relationship with that power and just stating what you want and asking for help. Now, that doesn't mean that some supernatural force is going to come and lift you up in your pull-up. It's just a guide. Something's going to pop into your brain that goes, hey, I need to make this choice a little bit different. I need to do this a little bit different. And then we can start to get there. How we do anything is how we do everything, so we can kind of work on this and get it, any part of our life that we want to work on. And then just want to finish going back a little bit to giving. I truly believe that the more we give, the more we can receive. And that's not even talking like the spiritual stuff. I don't know what that is. It's just be a giving person, and success will be much more attainable to you. I hate TV shows, movies, where they have business people and they're like doing really unethical, crappy things, and they're like, it's just business, bro. They're like, no, the most successful people that I know, whether that be CrossFit Games athletes or Olympians, Olympic weightlifting Olympians, Sean Baker, the orthopedic surgeon, carnivore guy, Mark Bell, power lifter, like all these people, they're good, giving people. The most successful people in the world are the most giving people out there. Now, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So just because someone has a bunch of money doesn't mean that they're successful. What is successful is the stay-at-home mom who wants to be a stay-at-home mom, and she's good at it. Like that's a success. Someone that they want to come into the gym and be as healthy as they can possibly be because they want to be with their family for as long as possible. Like that's success. So don't define success of, that person drives a really nice truck or this person that. No, success is very relative. It's to you and it's a worthy ideal. So be giving, believe in yourselves, affirm. So affirmations, visualization, and writing your stuff down. Like write it down, look at it in 5 years, and it will blow you away. Do you guys have any questions? I know it's a very broad topic. Like success is tough to talk about because it's different to everybody. It's broad. Any individual questions? Any concerns? Any disagreement? Because we can disagree civilly. Yes.
So it's easy to have a good mindset, all these positive thoughts when things are going well.
Yeah.
Like, what about when things are not going well? Like with the pull-up example, because we talk about a lot. Like, you're having success, both things getting better, and all of a sudden you got like a slump for a month, like just can't seem to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Or like dumb loaders are a great idea, right? It's like, oh, there's no come anymore. Like, why?
Yeah.
How do you make it through that with a positive attitude?
I love that. So what I try to do as far as, because yes, tough times are going to come. And I hope I didn't make it all sound too much like sunshine and rainbows and everything, because success is hard. Like you look at any CrossFit Games athlete, any Olympian, any successful business person, they've gone through insanely tough times. In fact, most success comes right after a large failure. So, that might be an injury in CrossFit, or it might be a bankruptcy, or, something like that. How do you get through those tough times? For me, it's surrounding myself with good people. So, and that's honestly CrossFit is so cool. CrossFit is so great in so many ways because this right here is how you get through those tough times. Because, hey, it took me a while to get a pull-up, and here's some things that I did to make it better. You're having a bad day? Let's drink a rain and just chat. Let's go get a crumble cookie. No, I'm just yes. Absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree. And with that, little wins are so important in overall success. In fact, if you look at any success in any realm, it's not one big win that did anything. It's thousands of little wins. So, hey, I didn't get my pull-up today, but what's your name? But Samantha, how high did I pull up? Well, you pulled about to there. Hey, that's about an inch farther than I've pulled before. So I didn't get my chin over the bar, but sweet. Or, hey, you actually didn't get your pull-up today. Rest, go home, rest. It's all good. Life is good. Let's come back tomorrow and try. I'm going to come in with you tomorrow. Surrounding yourself with people, changing your mindset, and then little wins. Something else that I do you guys know it and my wife knows it, but if I find a penny on the ground, I've just increased my net worth. Most people walk over pennies. Now people walk over like quarters. It's crazy because of inflation. So I'll pick up a penny. I'm like, I don't want anyone to see it, but I put it in my hand and I go, yes. I know it seems so crazy, but who else gets to just walk and increase their net worth just walking into Walmart? I know it seems so dumb, but that's cool. It's only a penny, but it increased my net worth. You're here today. That's a pretty big win. There's a lot of people that are just at home, chilling, watching the new Ozark that just came out on Netflix. It is. Yeah. That's a win. That you show up, that you pay for a gym membership and show up to something that pushes you hard every day. That's a huge win. You got here to the gym safely. Huge win. You get home at night. Huge win. those little wins, they add up, but you have to start to believe them too. Like it's really easy to get caught up. And I love that question, Dave, because it is. It's really easy to get caught up in, but I'm not there yet. But I'm not there yet. It's okay. Just look how far you've come. So, yeah, I like that a lot. So, slight mindset change. Surround yourself with good people. There's the whole saying, you're the sum of your five best friends or the 5 people that you hang out with the most. Totally believe it. You take someone, there's been studies, you take someone that has just come out of prison and you put them back into their same group of people, they're back in prison very soon. You take them out of that group and you put them in another group that lives a little bit, different, they're not there. You take someone who's trying to lose body fat and you stay in that same group of, hey, let's go out to dinner twice a week and let's go get crumble cookies. Or you put yourself in, like, you move to California with Mark Bell and you start working out in their gym. Nobody eats that way. It's like you can't. All of a sudden, you've changed things up and you're going to start to, that, you get what I'm saying. I just kind of like lost all my words. So, anything else?
So I've always heard that you should be specific when you're doing goals.
Yeah.
Like very specific. Is that not?
No, I would say it works different for different people. So there's the idea of the SMART goals. So specific, measurable, attainable, yeah. Okay, yeah. And then time bound. I think definitely it works for some people, and it's okay to be specific. Like, hey, I want to back squat 300 pounds by this date, but also understanding by next year. Yeah, and that's cool. But also understanding that you can do everything in your power to make that happen, and it might not. But that doesn't detract us from ever getting that 300. So I think in that being specific, we need to make sure that we really listen to the A, which is attainable. So it's okay to be time bound as long as we're attainable.
You have to adjust if it doesn't, like for back squatting, for lifting.
Yeah.
My back was bad.
Yeah.
So I was hitting all these great numbers, and then I couldn't anymore. I had to adjust things.
Yes.
Figure it out. I was like, hey, what's attainable right now? I had to readjust my mindset, readjust everything, and work. And when we retested, I actually broke most of my PRs.
That's awesome.
Did I work on them? No. But did I work on myself that turned into new PRs?
Yeah. So maybe that A should be adjustable.
And I think that sometimes with the specific, it's just because some people say, oh, I lost weight. And then they just
Very true.
no, technically you lost weight, but was that really your intent?
Yeah.
And so I think that when we look at goals, it has to be, we have to be specific enough that we know when we've achieved something and not just, hey, I didn't get dinner last night, so when I got on the scale this morning, it was 8 ounces down. I mean, that's not losing weight. So that's, like I said, lying to ourselves.
Yeah.
I would say a lot of the problem with people when they were setting goals, like the A should really be actionable. Like, for example, one of my goals this year is I want to lose 50 to 75 pounds. That is not an actionable goal because I can't say, well, I'm just going to lose 50 to 75 pounds. That doesn't mean anything. So instead, you need to focus on the individual things that are going to cause you to lose 50 to 75 pounds. If you can have that overarching goal of like, I want to back squat 100 pounds, that's good, but you understand that that is not the thing you're doing daily. You're doing
You have to hit
your accessories.
275. You have to hit 280. You have to hit 290. You have to hit
But even more importantly is like, you're doing the things that are going to help that to go up. Like showing up every day, it might be a nutritional thing, it might be accessories, it might be all these different things you can do daily. So they're going to help you be there. That's like a growth mindset idea of like, there's this end point, but the end point is just the result of what I've been doing. That's not the goal. The goal is, what am I doing today? To reach.
Oh,
So
yeah.
when I was still like competing in gymnastics, my coach was very firm about that. That when, because we all had practice journals, and when season started, she wanted us to make very clear goals. But like she had a big rule that your goal couldn't be based on scores. So like my goal couldn't be I want to hit a 9.5 on bars at my next meet because like she wanted them to be like you said things that rather the overarching goals be the main thing you focus on rather than things that you're doing. So rather than focus on my 9.5, I'm focusing on keeping my legs together and having better lines in my routines. And then when I switched over to pole vault, that was a big thing for me too. So rather than my goal being I want to clear 10 feet at my next meet, it being I'm going to improve my run and I want to move up to a bigger pole. And then once I focused on those like smaller things, then everything else kind of worked itself out. So I really like it.
Dude, gymnastics and pole vault, do you have her competing in CrossFit yet? Because that's like,
I was not very great at pole vault.
it's like the perfect setup for competition success here. That's cool. Where did you compete gymnastics?
In Phoenix.
Oh, okay. My kids are on their way down to a gymnastics competition right now.
Do they go to Madison?
Yeah.
I coach there.
Oh, that's awesome. Cool. So next week, Justin is doing the seminar here.
Boss.
Yep, he's a good guy. I love that guy. I did this. Was this the competition that you and I did?
Yeah.
That was the year before. Okay. Yeah. So Justin's way fitter than I am, but we do a competition with each other every year so that I can show him just how good he is. Yeah, sorry, I need to talk to myself better. Affirmations.
And the other thing is, I don't know if you know this, but when you buy cookies, if you break them in half, the calories fall out. So it's okay.
Yes. See, that's the important part about stuff like this is the secrets that are shared. Something that popped into my head too, as Dave asked that question, and then as we were talking about it, there's a book called The Obstacle is the Way. And it's a very stoic philosophy of that really, if we don't have those downs, what's the point? All of this is going to be hard. If it was easy, it's not fun. Like easy is not. We don't feel it. There's no fulfillment in easy, and so we want it to be hard. When you are that 50 to 75 pounds down, that's going to feel so good because of how hard you worked for that. And one thing I love about your guys' coach, about Dave, when he says he's going to do something, he does it. And he's not halfway there kind of guy. He's in. And that's something that you can definitely, if we're the sum of the people that we hang out with the most, something that you can let rub off from Dave is that. Like, he does it. And so that's something I really admire about him. So I like that. Anything else? Just even finishing up with this little discussion is good. No, just a smile. I love it. Well, hey, I really appreciate you guys letting me come by. I know that it was, oh, you're welcome. I know it was kind of like a lot of little things here and there, but if there's anything that you're going to take from it, know that there will be ups and downs. You need to lie to yourself in a positive way. Come up with 5 things that you can affirm to yourself in your vehicle out loud, enthusiastically for 30 days. And every night before you go to bed, visualize where you want to be. You guys can do that. That's good. Yeah. I think you'll be where you want to be.
Sweet.
Yeah, thank you. No, it's perfect.